Ciao a tutti and welcome back into my channel. AndrewC Vape is back with a new video. Today we talk again about hardware and we will see an atomizer from France. Today's video is dedicated to the ENG V5, an atomizer realized by Athea Mods. As usual, few words about the brand. Athea Mods is a well-known brand for Genesis-style atomizer, even if not limited to them. Its portfolio of product is wide and includes drippers, cartomizer, Genesis-style atomizer, boxes and tubes. One thing is clear: this modder likes the mesh. But now, let's go down on the table for a deep view of this brand new atomizer. The packaging is a square black box with the Athea Mods logo printed on. Inside the box we have the ENG V5 atomizer, two tanks, one in polycarbonate, the other in stainless steel, one spare central post with the spare ceramic insulators kit, an additional airflow ring in Ultem, two drip tips, one in PTFE, the other in endearing, spare parts including O-rings, filling plugs and PIC insulators. Atomizer dimensions are 22 mm in diameter, 34.5 mm in height from the tank bottom to the bell top. ENG V5 has a full stainless steel body, which can be combined with a polycarbonate tank or with a stainless steel one. Insulators are in black PIC except around the positive post, where we have ceramic insulators. The weight of the atomizer is about 50 grams, depending on the combination of tank, airflow ring and drip tip. The outer design of this atomizer is full of details. Looking at the profile of the ENG V5, the series of cooling fins creates a nice effect, and looking at the atomizer from the top, the radial slots create a kind of 5-leaf clover shape. Really nice. The ENG V5 can be disassembled in 4 main components. Starting from the tank bottom, we can see the 5-tank connection surrounded by the Athea Mods logo and the atomizer name. Bottom of the tank is slightly rounded and crossed in the center by the positive post. There are 3 small columns which connects mechanically and electrically the bottom part of the atomizer to the upper ones. The tank sleeve slides over the upper part and fits perfectly on the tank bottom, offering a capacity about 3 ml. Sleeve and body has a tight interference, so to slide it easily, I would suggest to lubricate a bit the O-rings with some e-juice. Central positive post is insulated by a ceramic sleeve. Made with the same material, there is a ring which fits on the deck and insulates the mesh from the negative post. Looking at the deck from the top, it is possible to see the refilling hole, the 3 screw heads of the columns and the screw head of the negative connection. The upper bell couples with the tank body with a super smooth thread. It has a series of 5 cooling fins which surrounds the bell, interrupted by 5 radial slots. Vaporizing chamber is cylindrical and has an inner diameter about 10 mm for a depth of 14 mm. This atomizer offers a wide airflow regulation range, from MTL to DL. How does it work? Let's take a look. Inside the 5 slots on upper bell, there are the air intake holes. There's a series of 1, 2, 3 and 4 holes, with a diameter of 1.2 mm each, and there's a slot measuring 8 by 2 mm. The airflow ring fits on upper bell and has a slot with the same dimension of the one in the bell. Rotating the inner ring and matching the slot on it with the intake holes on the bell, the draw can be regulated from a restricted MTL to a direct-to-lung vaping. For this build, I will use a 400 mesh stripe 28 by 70 mm, and I will do 3 wraps using a 27 GA Cantal wire. I already oxidized both mesh and wire, so I will just show you how I build and how I fix the coil in place. First, roll the mesh stripe and fit it over the ceramic insulator. Then, it's time to fix the wire on top of the positive post, wrapping it around the mesh and then tightening the negative post. With mesh and coil in position, it's time to check for hotspot, lowering the wattage, activating the mod, and checking the wraps activation. Move a bit the wraps until the wall resistance heats up uniformly. When it happens, the atomizer is ready, so fill it up with your favorite e-juice, push up the power, and you're good to go. Here we are with the Inox V5 by Athea Mods. I'm honest, I took some time to understand this atomizer, but finally I found my sweet spot. The matching of this atomizer is perfect and accurate. I haven't found any imperfection or bars residual on any components. The threads are smooth and well done. The interference between the sleeve and the body is tight and perfect. As I said during the video, a simple tip is to lubricate a bit the contact between the sleeve and the body to make the sliding easier. I am surprised about the air regulation. Generally, atomizer which offer a wide range of regulation, so from MTL to DL, suffers a bit in linearity of the draw, especially in MTL settings. Well, this does not happen with the Inox V5. The draw is absolutely linear, even using the more restricted air intake hole. The fitting with this atomizer depends for sure on the ability of the user to play with mesh. I'm not a mesh expert, as you saw in the video, but I never had issues like dry draws. The coil building gave me some troubles at the beginning. With the first coil I made, I was fighting a lot with the hotspot, trying to find the right balance between the mesh and the wire. After 4 or 5 trials, I was able to make it work, and I found my sweet spot. Maybe it's not the best setup for this atomizer, but it works fine for me. I'm gonna conclude talking about the aromatic yield of this atomizer. In my opinion, it works well with fruity and creamy tasties as well. For what concerns the tobacco flavors, in my opinion, this atomizer works well with bright tobacco like Virginia or Havana, or in general all the tobacco used for cigars. For example, I'm vaping now a Cohiba organic extract made by a dear friend of mine, and I have to say that the Inox is performing very well. The taste returns rich and slightly fruity. What I notice is that if you use low resistance in MTL settings, this atomizer tends to become hot really quickly, as expected. And the length of both grit tips is quite short. So if you don't pay attention, during vape your mouth can touch the bell. If I can suggest to the modder, in my opinion, a slightly longer drip tip would be ideal. This is it for the Inox V5 by Athea Mod, and I hope you enjoyed this video. As usual, useful links are in the description as well as my pages. So, see you next time. Ciao!